Hello, I'm Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman, and we are in Older Americans Month, this month of May. And I wanted to share some thoughts for Anne Arundel County residents about Older Americans Month and older Americans, which I understand that I may be. I will be turning 60 in September, and I guess that makes me older. But what I really like to think of as older Americans is elders. And when we think of the word elder, we think of the people who have experience and wisdom. And that's sort of defines who we are as a people. And I think this is true of cultures all over the world, is the best cultures, the ones that actually are peaceful and have a sense of community. They respect elders and value elders and put them in a special place and make sure that the final years of their lives are the best years. So the work that the Department of Aging and Disabilities does in our county is fantastic. And the work that happens at our senior centers, which are reopening finally after this long pandemic, is fantastic. And I can't wait to get to some of the senior centers and talk to some of you who may be listening to this video. But as we come out of this pandemic, it's interesting to talk to people about their experience. And I know that when I talk to my mother about it, it's bad, but she would say, we've seen worse, because she's been around for a long time. My father used to say that humanity is evolving toward peace. And when I was younger, I wasn't sure if I really believed that, because I hadn't really seen it from the long view the way he had. And my hope is that young people in this county and all across this country will listen to their elders and understand when they say, it's been worse, we can get through this, the future is brighter, let's just stick with it and love one another, work with one another, and we'll get there. So thank you for your optimism. Thank you for everything that you bring to the residents of this county. And I can tell you that Anne Arundel County government will be there for you as long as you need us. Thank you.
This is Lynn Campbell, Chair of the Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council, back to introduce the last video topic for Older Americans Month 2021, which is looking at the big picture. While we celebrate Older Americans Month in the month of May, the International Day of Older Persons is celebrated annually on October 1st. It was designated by the United Nations in 1990 to recognize the vital contributions of older people to the global community and to encourage member nations to thoughtfully address the aging of their populations. Anne Arundel County has a diverse population of seniors. Our seniors are part of the respected community of aging adults that spans not just the county, but the state, country, and globe. Our mission is to improve the quality of life for older adults, individuals with disabilities, caregivers, and anyone wishing to plan for the future by providing options and resources that will enable them to live independent and meaningful lives. The Department of Aging and Disabilities publishes an annual directory of services for older adults, individuals with disabilities, and caregivers. Our county motto is the best place for all. We connect with the community through our 7 senior activity centers, where seniors can participate in a variety of programs that provide mental, physical, and social stimulation. There are also opportunities to give back by volunteering or participating as a member of a 501c3 and organizing fundraising. The variety of classes are endless, with some providing multicultural activities. A schedule of classes that are available remotely during the pandemic are published monthly to keep our seniors active. There are many things we all can do to nurture ourselves, reinforce our strength, and continue to thrive. Connecting with others is one of the most important. It plays a vital role in our health and well-being, and in that, of our communities. Our Department of Aging priorities include updating and expanding our 7 senior activity centers to accommodate our growing senior population. County Executive Pittman's new initiative to build our first intergenerational center has come to fruition with construction to begin in September 2021. It will serve as a Boys and Girls Club and a senior center. It will also include a regulation-sized gymnasium, classrooms, and a food pantry in an area considered to be a food desert. Our Area Agency on Aging Advisory Council has participated in the statewide summit for Maryland County's Commissions on Aging. This event is hosted by the Howard County Commission on Aging. It is typically held annually in the fall to share ideas on what is being done around the state to make their areas healthy and good places to age. At the last pre-pandemic meeting, we learned about the network of the American Association of Retired Persons, AARP, age-friendly communities. The network is an institutional affiliate of the World Health Organization Global Network of Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. It was launched in 2006 to help cities prepare for their own and the world's growing population of older adults. Their goal is to increase the number of communities that support healthy aging and improve the well-being, satisfaction, and quality of life for older Americans. The city of Hyattsville and Montgomery County are the first age-friendly communities in Maryland. Baltimore County has expressed interest, and Howard County has submitted their application. Our Department of Aging plans to reschedule a pre-pandemic presentation by the Director of Advocacy for AARP Maryland to learn more about the age-friendly community process.
Do you have anything special you would like to say to our Spanish-speaking community here in Anne Arundel County for Older Americans Month? ¿Tiene algo especial que le gustaría decirle a nuestra comunidad de habla español aquí en el condado de Anne Arundel por el mes de los adultos mayores?
Our senior population in the county continues to increase, and the Hispanic community obviously is not different. Immigrants who came to the United States 30 or 40 years ago, they are the older generation now. And they have kids, and they have grandkids, and they are the ones that are the translators for the grandparents, and in many cases, the kids are the caretakers for the older adults.
Okay.
Nuestra población de adultos mayores en el condado continúa aumentando, y la comunidad hispana obviamente no es diferente. Hay muchos inmigrantes que llegaron hace 30 o 40 años y ahora son la generación de adultos mayores. Y ellos tienen hijos y también nietos que son los traductores, y en la mayoría de los casos terminan siendo los cuidadores de los adultos mayores.
And do you have any insight into the difference between being a senior in South America and being a senior in the United States? ¿Tiene alguna idea de la diferencia entre ser un señor en Sudamérica y ser un señor en los Estados Unidos?
Claro que sí, tengo mis padres que viven en Ecuador, y tengo a mis hermanos, que 4 hermanos viven con mis papás y 3 que los visitan a diario. Y para la mayoría de adultos mayores en Ecuador es un privilegio quedarse en casa y con sus seres queridos. Es una tradición y un honor tener a nuestros adultos mayores en la casa, interactuando con nuestros hijos, también con los nietos, y desarrollando ese vínculo intergeneracional que es parte de nuestra cultura. Las comunidades de jubilados no son populares y también tenemos muy pocas instalaciones de vida asistida. My parents are in South America. They live in Ecuador. And I have 4 siblings who live with my parents, and the other 3, they visit them daily or at least once a week. And the majority of older adults down in Ecuador, they stay home with their loved ones. And it is a tradition and also an honor to have them at home, interacting with the kids and also the grandchildren. And in this way, we develop that intergenerational bond that is part of our culture. Down in Ecuador, retirement communities are not popular, and also assisted living facilities are not very common.
Oh, wow. Well, can you talk to us about the need for caregivers for older Americans? ¿Puede hablarnos sobre la necesidad de cuidadores para los Estados Unidos mayores?
Older Americans in general need more support. They are living longer and their families live farther away. For Hispanic older Americans, there is a need for resources that are culturally and linguistically appropriate. It is very difficult to arrange services from doctors, nurses, social workers, or other professionals due to the lack of resources, information, services, and not having health care, and which could be due to their immigration status. Los estadounidenses mayores en general necesitan más apoyo, ya que viven más y también viven lejos de sus familias. Para los hispanos estadounidenses mayores existe la necesidad de recursos que sean cultural y lingüísticamente apropiados. Es difícil coordinar los servicios médicos con doctores, con enfermeras o también con trabajadores sociales u otros profesionales debido a no tener un plan médico. Y esto puede ser parte de su estado migratorio.
Mm-hmm. And could you share with us a hope that you have for the future? ¿Podría compartir con nosotros una esperanza que tiene para el futuro?
Ideally, I would like to see the recruitment, promotion, and support of a more diverse workforce that understands and represents the culture of the community, who can develop culturally competent materials to provide information and training. And I personally would like to see the development of English support groups for caregivers.
Wow.
Me gustaría ver el reclutamiento, la promoción y también el apoyo de una fuerza laboral diversa que comprenda y represente la cultura de la comunidad hispana, que pueda desarrollar materiales culturalmente competentes para brindar información y también capacitación. Y a mí personalmente me gustaría ver el desarrollo de grupos de apoyos para cuidadores en nuestro lenguaje hispano.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out and talking to us today.
Absolutely, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Hello, my name is Farnag from Anne Arundel County Department of Aging, one of the case managers from the Senior Care Program. Today, we're excited to celebrate Older Americans Month. Seniors from other cultures provide a sense of history for a community and a standard of family values and respect. In the US, over the recent years, seniors have grown to become more active and independent members of the community. They exercise more, they sign up to the senior centers for classes, and they keep an active lifestyle. Happy Older Americans Month. Feliz Mes de Mayores. ماه بزرگواران مبارک باد.
Thank you for joining us and doing this interview with us.
오늘 시간 내서 오셔가지고 인터뷰를 해주신 것에 대해서 감사드립니다.
예, 저도 감사합니다.
Thank you as well.
Awesome. I just had a couple questions I think that would be very interesting for our older Americans to hear.
오늘 미국에 있는 노인분들이 이제 들으시면은 관심이 갈 몇 가지 사항에 대해서 질문을 좀 드리겠습니다.
네.
Okay?
Um, could you tell us what it was like to come to America and what made you decide to live here?
먼저 미국에 왜 이민을 오기로 하셨고 그 다음에 이민 오셔가지고 사신 게 어땠는지 조금 말씀해 주시겠어요?
저는 현재의 남편과 10년간 연애를 했습니다.
Okay. I dated my current husband for about 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
그러세요?
예, 저희 남편에 대해 자랑을 좀 해도 되겠습니까?
Actually, would you mind if I say something nice about my husband a little bit?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
네네, 당연하죠.
남편 이름은 마이클 볼디아입니다.
First of all, my husband's name is Michael Boldia.
Okay.
Yes.
네.
저와 결혼하기 위해 한국에 계시는 부모님께 결혼 승낙을 받으러 왔습니다.
So he came to Korea to get permission from my parents in Korea to give him give him permission to get married to me.
That's very sweet.
그렇군요. 재밌어요. 네.
예, 부모님께 마이클 볼디아는 따님을 평생 행복하게 해주고 잘 보살피면서 끝까지 사랑하고 하겠다고 약속을 했습니다.
So he promised to my parents in Korea, saying that I'm going to take a good care of your daughter until the end of my life, and I will love her to the end.
세월이 흐른 지금도 그는 초심의 마음을 잃지 않고 무엇이든 깊이 이해해주고 저를 행복하게 해주기 위해 노력하는 그리고 열린 마음을 갖고 있는 멋진 최고의 남편입니다.
So my husband is like the best husband I could imagine, and he's also a very open-minded person. So even after long years, he still did not forget his first promise. So whatever I do, he tries to understand me like deeply, and he makes effort to make me happy.
그리고 그는 어려운 이웃과 마음을 나누고 행동합니다.
Also, he wants to share his mind, and he wants to share himself with his neighbors who may be in need.
저는 남편을 존경하고 신뢰하고 아주 자랑스럽게 생각합니다.
So I respect him, I trust him, and I'm very proud of him.
저도 초심의 마음을 잃지 않고 남편을 존중하며 보살피고 제가 눈 감는 그날까지 사랑할 것입니다.
And I also, on my part, will not forget my first promise, and I will respect him. I will take a good care of him. I will take a good care of him until my last day.
한국의 부모님들은
잠깐만요.
네.
Oh, okay. You guys have a very beautiful relationship.
지금
Thank you for sharing that with
예,
us.
말씀해 주셔서 감사해요. 지금 남편분하고 되게 아주 아름다운 어떤 관계를 가지고 계신 것 같아요.
예.
And do you feel like there's a difference between being a senior citizen in the United States compared to being a senior citizen in South Korea?
그러면은 애경님이 생각하셨을 때 미국에 있는 노인분들하고 그 다음에 한국에 있는 노인분들하고 어떤 그 사는 데 있어가지고 차이가 조금 있다고 생각하세요?
네, 한국의 부모님들은 자녀들을 어릴 적부터 교육시킵니다.
Okay, in Korea, parents educate their children from early on.
너희들도 늙어지니 노인들에게 친절하게 말하고 행동하라 교육합니다.
So the way they educate their children is that they say to their children, so you will get AIDS as well one day. So with your behavior and with your words, be kind to the elderly.
모든 노인들은 나의 할머니, 할아버지이다라고 교육시킵니다.
So they were taught from early on that every elderly person could be my grandmother or grandfather.
예.
Yeah.
그렇습니다.
It sounds
That's
like
it.
sounds like there's a lot of reverence in South Korea for
Bonnie-
the elderly.
보니까 지금 말씀하신 걸 들어보니까 한국에서는 나이 드신 분들에 대해서 공경을 하는 게 많은 것 같아요. That is correct.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice to see here. I think it's something
저도-
admirable.
저도 그런 점이 좋고 미국에서도 좀 그런 점이 더 많이 있었으면 좋다고
예.
생각해요.
예.
I agree.
And then part of Older Americans Month this year is talking about building strong communities. And we've been focusing on sharing what we hope our community will look like in the future. Could you share with us a hope that you have for the future?
지금 저희가 그 노인의 달을 맞이해가지고 그 중에 이제 목적 중에 하나가 좀 더 강력한 지역 공동체를 만드는 거거든요. 그래서 사람들이 가지고 있는 어떤 희망 같은 거 있으면 나눠보는 건데 애경님 같은 경우에는 혹시 뭐 희망, 미래에 대한 희망이 있으면은 그거를 조금 말씀해 주시겠어요?
네, 저는 한국 나이로 63세입니다.
Okay, sure. I am 63 years old in the Korean age.
늦게 새로운 언어를 공부한다는 것이 어렵다고 생각했습니다.
I thought that it would be difficult for me to pick up a new language in the later in life.
제 인생의 최고로 높은 산이라 생각합니다.
I think doing that is a climbing the highest mountain in your life.
그러나 인생은 이래저래라 최선을 다해 노력하고 있습니다.
However, because I think that you only get one life, I'm trying to do my best.
현재의 나보다 미래에 더 나은 나를 만들고 싶기 때문이죠.
That's because I want to see a better me in the future.
영어가 자유롭게 소통이 된다면 저는 노인을 돌보는 일을 하고 싶습니다.
So if I am at a stage where I can freely communicate in English with other people, I want to work in a field where I can help the elderly.
상대의 모습이 곧 나의 미래 모습이 될 테니까요.
Because the other person will be my own future.
그리고 건강한 식단을 만들어 건강을 유지시켜 드리고 싶고 정신적으로 편안히 행복하게 마감할 수 있게 도와드리고 싶은 게 저의 희망입니다.
So my hope is that I also want to create a very healthy diet so that they can, stay healthy. Also, I want to help them stay mentally, peaceful and happy until the end of their lives.
We call that at our department. We call that aging in place. And I think it's a very admirable goal to work towards trying to help people age in place and live a good life as seniors.
그래서 저희 이제 부서에서는 그거를 이제 노인들이 잘 이렇게 나이가 드는 거라고 그러거든요. 예, 그래서 저희는 그게 아주 중요하다고 생각해요. 나이를 잘 드는 것. Okay?
Yeah. And then we just had one last question. Do you have anything special that you'd like to say to our Korean-speaking community here in Anne Arundel County for Older Americans Month?
예, 그러면은 이제 마지막 질문 드릴게요. 지금 애경님께서 저희 앤 아룬데 카운티에 있는 한국인 분들에게 특별히 하시고 싶은 말씀이 있으세요?
네, 한국 분들이 모든 이들에게 친절과 존경을 보여주십시오.
Yes, I would like to tell them to show kindness and respect to everyone around them.
곧 상대를 위한 것이 아니라 곧 나 자신에게 친절과 존경을 해주는 거라 생각합니다.
Because when you do that, you are primarily being kind and respectful towards yourself.
상대는 곧 내 자신입니다.
Because I think that another person is none other than me myself.
나의 뒷모습이 자식의 뒷모습이 된다 생각하십시오.
Also, try to think that whatever I do will be whatever your children will do.
예. 네.
Yeah,
Yes, that's about it.
I'd like to share. My father actually said something very similar to me. He said something passed down to him from his father. It's a saying we have in our family. Is looking at you is like seeing myself in the reflection of calm water.
예. 지금 그 말씀 하시니까 저희 아버님이 하신 말씀이 있는데 그걸로 말씀을 드리고 싶어요. 그러니까 저희 아버님은 또 아버님의 아버님한테 받은 건데 내 마음을 들여다보면은 그게 고요한 어떤 호수 같은 걸 보는 거하고 비슷하다 이렇게 말씀하셨어요.
네.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming out to talk to us and for helping us communicate with one of the many communities that we serve, not just during Older Americans Month, but around the year. Thank you for taking the time to do that.
예. 그래서 오늘 시간 내주셔가지고 오셔가지고 이제 이야기해 주신 거 너무너무 감사하고요. 저희 이제 이 앤 아룬데 카운티의 여러 이제 지역 공동체인데 그 중에 이제 한 공동체를 대신해서 말씀해 주셔서 감사합니다.
네, 저도 두서없이 말씀드렸습니다. 들어주셔서 감사합니다.
Thank you as well. I may have rambled here and there a little bit, but thank you for listening to what I had to say.
Absolutely. And to everybody out there,
Yeah, thank you.
have a good Older Americans Month.
Yeah.
Greetings, everyone. This is Congressman Sarbanes. During Older Americans Month, the month of May, I just wanted to salute Maryland seniors for all of the amazing contributions that you make. I know this has been a very, very difficult time for families across our state with the pandemic, with the economic fallout that so many families have felt. And I know that people that are very close to you, children, grandchildren, have had their lives turned upside down, and your lives have been turned upside down. But we're beginning to emerge from this difficult period, and I want to thank our seniors for really stepping forward, leading the way in terms of getting the vaccination. If you haven't had that opportunity yet, I certainly encourage you to do that. That will increase the likelihood that we can get back to normal as quickly as possible. We are doing our best in Washington to help support our seniors across the country, obviously increasing the number of vaccines that are available, and I want to thank President Biden for doing that, but also with stimulus payments that are coming to seniors across the country, making sure that we are helping when it comes to nutrition assistance, mortgage assistance, and rental assistance, which is very important for our seniors across the country, home and community-based services, trying to strengthen that. These are all things that were part of the American Rescue Plan, which we passed in recent weeks to try to help families across the country, and I think is making a big difference for people. But again, I just want to thank you for standing so strong at this difficult time for yourselves and for your families, for your loved ones, those that care deeply about you and that you care deeply about as well. Certainly, please always reach out to my office if we can be of assistance to you when it comes to issues involving Social Security or Medicare or other things where federal agencies are ones that are in the mix. Again, thank you. During this Older Americans Month, I want to salute the the contributions that you make every single day to strengthen our community.